Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer. And today we are joined by Melissa Belzer, who is not happy with me at the moment.
Why am I unhappy right now?
Look, I recorded a few podcasts before you came on.
And that's fine.
I recorded, apparently I have to take the lid off to do this. I recorded, it's going to taste better in the Dad's Rules mug.
It's fine.
I recorded 9 podcasts before. Oh, yeah. Hear that yummy juice poured in there.
Yeah.
I digress. Look, my chai will taste better in a Dad's Rules coffee mug.
Yes, that's probably true.
Okay, well, anyway, we recorded 9 podcasts, and what time did we get here?
Really early.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
So, actually before 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's 2:46
Mm-hmm.
for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2:46. Somebody could be listening to this or
They
watching
could be.
this at 3 in the morning.
That's
so it's
true.
not 2:47 to them. Apparently, I was supposed to feed you at some point today.
Yeah, since
And
we've
you're
been
a little-
up since forever,
You're a little hangry at the moment.
because chai does not sustain.
Really?
Really.
You haven't even finished your chai.
Yeah, I have finished all kinds of other things because I'm like, oh, maybe it's time to podcast, and I didn't want to sit there and eat. I kept thinking, oh, it's going to be my turn. I didn't want to leave,
Oh,
which is fine. But it just, I would have packed the lunch.
lo siento,
Yeah.
por favor.
Okay.
Lo siento, por favor. Lo siento, por favor. Lo siento, por favor.
Yeah, that's his apology song. I'm sorry, please. I
It's
don't know.
a great song.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
I did make it up myself.
You did.
I'm sure it's stolen some melody from somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah, I have no idea. So what I wanted to discuss with you, I really wanted to discuss with the less hangry version of you, was your origin story. And the reason I want to discuss this is because in the next podcast, we want to get into what your new venture is.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Sure.
I feel like I need to ask permission.
You're just going to have to feed me a cheeseburger or something, protein full piece of meat. We are done because I'm so hungry right now.
So give you meat. That's what she said. That's what I heard.
Okay. Everyone else is hearing, girl's hungry.
Okay,
You're in
so
trouble.
You've been on the show since episode 34,
33?
35,
32?
somewhere around there.
I don't know, 30 something.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And we have never dove into your origin story at all. So what I want to do today is share a little bit of your backstory and what made you the superhero you are today.
You mean like birth to now kind of story? Is that what you mean or what?
Yes, but we don't have to spend 24 hours on each day of it.
That's ridiculous.
That would take us a while.
7 podcasts.
Well, no, it would take more than that because you're spending 24 hours on
I
each
don't
day
know.
of your life.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead, let's go back to the very beginning. Where were you born? And there's a story behind your whole birth that's kind of interesting.
Okay, so I was born in Minnesota. And I was born 10 weeks early.
So you're a preemie.
I was a super preemie. A preemie they didn't expect to survive. I'm sure that I've got family who can add in more details.
How much did you weigh?
3 pounds. And
3 pounds.
I think you're right at 3 pounds.
In 1971, the technology was not what it is today in the medical world.
No.
So your survival rate was probably not considered very high.
No, because I think they were concerned with failure to thrive or something. I don't really know all the things as far as the medical documentation, but it was me and I don't remember how many other babies they said, 3, 4, 5 other babies. They all got shipped out somewhere else. They may have also been premature or just had other problems, I guess. I think if I remember, they all told me the other ones got shipped out to other hospitals, but they ended up keeping me there for, I don't really know what the reason. Had a feeding tube. They had to cut a diaper in half and tape it around me with medical tape or something. I don't know. And I guess I kept pulling out my feeding tube or oxygen, whatever. I don't remember which one it was, but I kept pulling the tubes out and they'd have to keep putting them in. And then whatever point, they just said, here, do your best, I guess. We'll hope for the best or take care of her while she's here. I don't know. My parents made it sound like basically they didn't expect me to live very long or something. And I'm sure my mom has some fun additions to the story.
Well, I know your dad had his own opinions on what the doctor said.
Oh, he just kind of basically said, told him where to stuff it. And and he was like, no. And I have a family of faith, so I did have a lot of people praying over me at that time. So, I can say that wasn't beneficial for me. It certainly didn't hurt. And so I think with that was my extra watching over me, protecting me, I guess, because, so it worked. I'm here.
So obviously you lived.
Obviously. I was a little fighter, a little
right.
Spitfire.
And your family moved a lot over the years.
Yeah. Sometimes it was complete relocation. Sometimes it wasn't. So, yeah, I moved, a lot. I should sit and do the math. I think I lived in a few locations before I started school. I changed schools, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I went to 6 different schools. And I know you get your probably military people who are like, I went to a new school every year or something. I don't know, but I think I went to 6 schools or so, if I'm thinking about it. It was a lot of moving. So
you can look at that 2 ways. You can look at it that, yes, it sucks that you have to keep making new friends. However, it makes you a more rounded person.
Most people would say that, but I was kind of an introvert and kind of shy and super... not who people probably think I am like today. That took some growth for sure, but I didn't want to be called on for it because I was afraid I'd have the wrong answer. So I didn't make a lot of friends. And one of my friends that I've been friends with forever, I say it all the time. I was like, yeah, she befriended a little freaky weird kid with a big giant black bruise on her chin because I'd done a stupid stunt on my bike. And so I started 5th grade with staticky hair and a big black chin because I'd wrecked on my bike. So I joke about that all the time, but I'm still friends with her since 5th grade. We still talk on the phone every week. So yeah, I definitely came out of my shell more the second high school I was at, because I went to one high school during my freshman year, and then sophomore to senior year I went to the school that we went to together. So
Didn't know you.
I know, we never met in school.
Well,
Our friends were friends. We didn't meet.
yeah, so you went to, where was the high school you went to before Morton, Illinois?
Pine Island.
Pine Island.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
No.
What? I said it right.
No.
Minnesota.
I don't say it like that.
That
I've never said it like that.
Yeah, that's the only way you ever pronounce it. Say Minnesota.
It's not true. Minnesota. It's not true.
Yeah, you just
I
said
can't.
Minnesota.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you totally did.
No.
Whatever, that's what I heard.
Okay.
And then you went to Illinois. Wait, hey, we
Yes.
just going to waste that S?
My mom had a job transfer, so we moved to Central Illinois
Yep, IBM.
to start my sophomore year.
Yep, she worked at IBM.
Yep.
Then you came to Morton, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
We did have the same friends in high school, but for some reason we didn't meet.
Well, I think you had a group of friends and I had a group of friends and they were friends. And somehow we never
I was
crossed
friends
paths
with
with
everybody
that.
pretty much.
You were, but I mean, if you're looking at it, the groups of friends were friends with each other, but somehow we never crossed paths. It's kind of interesting.
Well, I did say hi to you once in the hallway, so you must have made eye contact with me at some point.
I think we both just said hi, but that's it.
Yeah. Well, if you made eye contact with me, I said hi back. I was probably running for office.
You were walking toward the other end of the school. I don't know, not from the parking lot side, whatever direction that was. You were walking down that hallway, and I was walking to go like toward the lunchroom.
And if I recall my thought, I was like, wow, that's a perm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Everybody had 80s hair back then.
Well, you had big curly hair too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your natural hair, but...
It's just my normal hair. I didn't... It was the hair God gave me. And everybody else had to recreate it in their bathroom every day with Aquanet and curlers and everything else.
Aquanet. Aquanet's a hairspray.
Yeah.
I mean, I
guess.
Yeah,
you curl it.
But then you'd have crunchy hair.
Well, yeah, everybody had crunchy hair back then.
Well, I guess that's probably true.
It was like touching glue.
Yeah, but it works.
It does.
I
and
still
it
use
the
it,
ozone
but
layer.
only for scorpions.
Well, it's good for the ozone layer.
And it's at the dollar store now, so.
So you were the glass. You were the class ahead of me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think I had more friends in your class, though, than my own.
I have friends in my class and the class below me. That's kind of common in high school, though.
Well, and I also had friends that were a few years younger because of moving schools, especially in the middle of high school. Between my freshman and sophomore year, I fell in the crack of, at my previous school, we were going to do these different studies the following year. And when I got to Morton, they had done those studies the previous year. So there was a lot of stuff I didn't end up having to do because I fell in the crack of between the two schools. So, like, I've never read... I've never had to do Shakespeare. I've never read Romeo and Juliet, like all the ones that they make you read in school. I didn't read any of them.
Well, I will continue to say this, that Romeo and Juliet is satire.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying that's like, it seems like everybody had to do it in high school, and I didn't end up having to do it.
We had to. I was like, what a stupid story.
Well,
it's stupid.
I'm not saying I'm sad about it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I didn't have to do it.
Hey, you didn't miss much.
Yeah.
It's stupid on many levels.
Yeah.
However, once I learned that it was satire, I'd read somewhere that that's what Shakespeare said. Whether it's true
I don't
or not,
even know if I've ever heard anybody say that.
But even if it's not true, if the belief in my head is that it is satire, I feel better about the story after that.
I don't know if I've ever heard that before. I don't recall.
Oh, greatest romance of all time. They freaking died.
Yeah, that's not the greatest anything.
Yeah, I was like, what a stupid
It's a tragedy.
story. Yeah, I'm like, what a stupid story. I'm supposed to find this.
Yeah, I didn't.
No.
I did. Like I said, I wasn't sad about it.
Well, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
There was way better stories that we read then.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, you didn't get the joy of Mr. Davis then.
No.
The novels teacher.
No, but I wouldn't have taken that class as a choice anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Reading, I struggled with reading comprehension, so I tried not to read.
I don't know if you have comprehension issues anymore, but I know
I don't.
You don't really read now.
I do. I read more now than I ever have.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you reading right now?
Average Sucks.
Average Sucks. By who?
Michael Burnoff.
Okay.
I'm only like a page in because I just flipped it open.
Okay.
Well, I just flipped it open. I was talking to Xander, her middle son, about it, just saying, hey, you should read this. And Bubba. So, yeah, I'm starting that one. And it was my turn for audiobook for the Matthew McConaughey because I figured the audio version was going to be better.
It is.
So I'm excited to listen to that.
Well, you need to start it.
Yeah, I will.
And once you start it, you won't stop.
Well, that's why I wasn't worried about it. I have it for like 21 days, but I'm like, I don't need 21 days.
Green Lights is one of the best books I've read in the last 5 years.
I'm excited to hear
There's
it.
so many little nuanced things that he goes over in there. It's one of those that I will definitely listen to again.
Yeah.
I bought the Audible version.
Oh, good. So then I can listen to it again.
Yeah. I want to get the paperback, the hardback version of it as well.
Is it on your iPad?
No. I have it on Audible.
But is that on your iPad? Is that accessible through iPad?
I have no idea.
Okay, I guess we'll find out.
I listen to it on my cell phone.
Oh, okay. Probably.
My cellular device.
Your cellular device. You probably just have to download the app onto your iPad.
I pull out my cellular device and open up the application called Audible, and then I press play on green light.
Maybe I'll have to add that into my monthly expenses if I'm going to be reading more books.
And I let the nuances of Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Michael
Burnoff, Matthew McConaughey.
There's a lot of M words going around.
Yeah. Okay, so what else? What else are you going to ask me?
Well,
that's it?
Okay, so I guess we're stopping at high school?
No, but that's what you're asking the questions.
You really want to just end right there?
No.
And that's what she did. She stopped everything at 18 years old.
No, that's why I said, what's the next question?
Just waiting to be buried.
No, that's why I said, what's your next question? What's the next thing you want me to answer? You're kind of asking.
Where did we meet?
Okay.
So that'll skip you ahead a little bit.
No lies.
I won't lie.
Yes, you will too lie.
No, I won't.
You will too. Okay, so we met at a place of employment. It was a burger and fry place.
Yep.
You are not going to lie.
I'm not going to lie. Just keep going.
So we were each dating people at the time. I was sitting eating with my sister when he came in for a job, and I was like, oh, who's that? And she's like, oh, that's Kevin. And my sister did that. I was like, Kevin who? And she said that. I looked him up and was like, no way. Because he'd cut all his hair, obviously, because it was military. He was back from boot camp. And so we started working together there. And then like Sundays was the best day because he'd be working there with Troy Kennedy.
Yep. Great
no
man.
lying.
I'm not going to.
Yes, you are. You're going to try.
I am not going to.
Okay. So then the person I was dating broke up with me. Whatever. That's fine.
So you have the tiny violin or the big violin?
No, it doesn't matter.
No violin?
No.
Okay.
No, there probably was like a miniature violin time. It wasn't like all out, whatever. But so then I'm like, okay. So then I was just working, and I liked working with you. It was it was working with you and Troy. It was my favorite shifts because the shift ran smoothly. We got our stuff done, and it just was smooth every time when Troy was running this shift. And you and I are both workers, so we just would work, and it was great.
Well, I was just back from military boot camp, so
I know,
I wasn't going to put up with any nonsense
anyway.
Well,
it's work. You want to get stuff done. You don't mess around almost all the time. Like, yeah, I guess we had the one, whatever, mess after because we were dumped over mop buckets and stuff, water fight. I don't know. We did that one time, but whatever. And then what I remember is that I was working in the evenings because you would have a lot of day shifts. Not all of them, but a lot of day shifts. And then maybe they all were at that time. And you would show...
I did opens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was one time where you were late and we couldn't get a hold of you. I was like, I got my car. Nobody else... I don't know if anybody else didn't have a car or whatever because we worked with kids. So I'm like, I'll go... I don't even remember I'm like, just tell me. Well, I don't even know who I brought with me. I brought somebody and we went and they sent me in.
There was nobody.
Well, there was nobody in the car?
I don't know. I didn't go outside. But you're the only one that came to the door.
No, I know. I think it was, I don't know.
I was woken violently to somebody pounding on my door.
Yeah. I went to wake him up because I'm like, we need you to come in. And he got dressed and came in, whatever. I don't remember
that's
really.
That's not the story though. I answered the door with no shirt on.
Oh, that's true. Because I was not expecting anyone to answer the door with a shirt on.
When I pulled the door open with my ripped six-pack abs and just dripping in muscles.
Dripping in muscles.
And, yep, literally, the muscles were dripping off. There's so many, my body couldn't contain them.
Yeah.
And
that's what.
And you gasped.
See, I don't recall. It must have been
you gasped.
See, it was subconscious. Yeah. I think it was just surprising that someone would answer the door without a shirt on. It's like, okay.
I don't know. I'm a guy.
I know. I don't know. I'm just whatever. So then, that was one of the things. But then, so you started showing up in the evenings and then, or in the afternoons or something. I don't know. All I remember is whatever happened is that you were still there after your person you were dating left and you were still hanging about. And I was like, hold on a second. She left. They break up? And I don't even know when or if you told me the story right then. Maybe you probably did because I was like, she's stupid. And then, I don't know, I kept just enjoying the shifts. And Troy was sitting down working on the schedule and ordering in one of the booths. And I said, hey, Troy, do you think if I asked Kevin to come with me to my visit with my dog, because my dog was in boarding at the time. That's another podcast. In boarding at the time, do you think he'd go? He's like, well, I don't know. Why don't you just ask him? I'm like, do you think he would go? Because I don't think he's dating Carrie anymore. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, hold on. He goes, hey, Kevin, come here. Melissa wants to ask you something. I was like, I was like, thanks, Troy. That's awesome. Okay. And then I asked you then.
He actually said, Melissa wants to ask you out.
He said, Melissa wants to ask you something.
So let's go to the source. We're going to go to source material here. Okay, so
the source is still the same source. You just wrote it down.
This book was published in 2018.
Doesn't matter.
Dad's Rules for Being a Kick-Ass Adult. Do not buy this version on Amazon because, one, it is getting revamped, so it'll have extra material in it, and two, I don't make a freaking dime off this version, so please don't buy it. We're going to go to source. Now, let me ask you a question before I read this. Did you or did you not do the editing on this book?
I did, but you wouldn't take it out of the book after my contest.
No, that's not how I remember it.
Yeah, okay. That's not how you remember the story either. You are wrong. You are
so
incorrect.
Here is page 102. This will be...
It's a lie.
This will be the 5th paragraph down.
I asked to change it.
And I quote, Melissa was very shy. She had her friend Troy sit me down in the lobby with her, and Troy across from me. He asked me on a date for her. She invited me to a play at Illinois Central College.
Write that? That is so... I would like a retraction. That is incorrect.
Okay, so the book is being revised right now.
I am
what
changing...
you could do... No.
That
what you
page.
could do is you can put in parentheses, editor remembers this story differently, and write your version there.
Editor did the asking out. Editor remembers how it happened. You had to come from another room to jump in. You were
Editor is a lying, stupid poopy head.
You were in the kitchen. I called you out to the lobby to ask you.
These are
They're
all...
not.
These are all
you were doing
bold-faced lies.
No.
How do you sleep at night
how
lying
you
like this?
Sleep at night.
Oh, I know how. Because you lie so much, it's very easy to get in the horizontal position and fall asleep because you're already lying.
You cannot make an account of something you're not there for. You just totally made that up.
Did not. And
you did.
It's in print.
I'm changing it. I said for you that wasn't the way it went down. I said that. You're terrible.
You're terrible.
No, because it's not true. That story is untrue. My way is the way it happened. I asked him if he thought, because he worked with you more than I did. So do you think he'd go out? I don't know. And that's when he said, hey, Kevin, Melissa wants to ask you a question. So that's because I wasn't going to ask you out right then. But I was like, well, here we go. And I just did it. And you said yes. And I was like, cool. And then when you came with, I was like, oh, man, my dog hates all men. He just barks. He's like a rabid-sounding, vicious dog. And Kevin walks in, and the trainer opens the door, and I see my dog, and the dog weaves around the trainer. I was like, oh, my gosh. He starts sprinting towards Kevin, and he jumps up, puts his paws on Kevin's shoulder because he's a German Shepherd, or half German Shepherd, half Collie, but he's a big dog. Put his paws up on Kevin's shoulder and started licking his face. I thought he was going to eat his face off. So
all dogs like me.
I know. Since all dogs literally like you, it's really ridiculous.
They all love me.
I know.
And the funny thing is, they usually like me more than their owner.
Well, that's probably true at the time. I don't know. It was crazy,
but it's kind of funny.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, check. I mean, it was just watching it lay out your placement in my life at that point, and just all the things that laid out. I was like, holy cow.
We can cover all that stuff on another episode.
Mm-hmm.
This episode is supposed to be about you.
Okay, well,
and not about us.
I mean, I don't know how much more you want to talk about. I mean, like high school, I wish I'd gotten into marching band and show choir sooner than my senior year because I had way more fun than that than volleyball ever.
If wishes were horses.
I know.
I don't even know where that phrase came from.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no idea. So let's see. For the last several years, you've had many different jobs, but have not had. I wouldn't say many. You tend to be.
I'm a lifer.
You tend to be a pretty consistent, staying with people, kind of loyal.
I do because I like to learn something and be good at it, and I usually choose. So I'm particular anyway.
So you've done Papa John's delivery and management side. You've done Taco Bell. You've done another restaurant that they just closed. I don't know where that little puberty noise I just made came from.
You talking about the catering company where they had the deli?
Well, you did the catering company. I remember they had really good ice cream.
Yeah, and then I did weddings on the weekends while I worked there. I catered the weddings. That was fun. That was like one of my favorite things.
You did a cleaning service before.
Target.
You've done,
when I moved here.
Yeah, you did Target when you were pregnant.
That was my favorite job ever.
Yeah, they didn't pay well, but...
no, but I liked working the customer returns. That was my favorite thing. They thought I was nuts.
Right. And then, had a baby and didn't go back to work.
Well, because he was a preemie. I had to bond with him. I had to spend time with him after that.
So we're definitely skipping over a lot of things. But then you also worked for a company. You weren't working at the time, but you worked for Brian's Black Mountain Barbecue because your sister overheard them say that they were looking for someone. And that's how you got that job.
Their kids were in a sport. I think it was soccer or softball. I don't think we could nail. I don't remember if we nailed down what it was. But she just overheard the owner talking. She's like, I really need someone. And she's like, I think, I don't even know if she said manager, but she just said she needed someone to manage. She probably said manage. And then my sister walked up to her and said, hey, my sister's been looking for something like this. And as soon as she got home, she told me about it because I was staying with I don't know if I was still staying with her at that point, but maybe. And she came home and told me. And I was like, no, yeah, this was later. So yeah, I don't know if I'm not staying, if I was at her house or if she just had to call me. And I was like, okay, yeah. I'll call her. And so I called her on like a Wednesday. She's like, yeah, can you come in on Friday? Sure. So I came in on the Friday and the wife sat down with me. She fed me food. I don't really know the order of it happened, but she talked with me. I said what my skills were and she hired me on the spot. And that's mostly the way I've gotten hired is either they've offered me a job, came to me for the job, or I just get hired on the spot. So whenever I had to interview somewhere, I'm like out of my element. I'm like, I have to fight for this? Usually people are like, hey, we want you here.
And they decided to close the restaurant after 13 years. 14 years.
Yeah.
They decided to close it, not because they weren't doing well.
They were doing extremely well.
It was just time for them to move on to another chapter.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you've been doing part-time work for my business partner, Phil, real estate related, but haven't really decided what you're going to do as far as next project is concerned.
Right.
We have a couple kids that have moved out here recently.
Yes, which was like kind of strange.
One went to Colorado.
Yeah.
Like pretty
We got a week's notice.
We got one week notice.
1 week.
Which was not enough time.
No.
Everything did not get done.
No, but
anyway, so that happened. And
he
then
sounds happy.
The other one just got dropped off at college, NAU.
Last Saturday.
He's now a lumberjack, and his name is Jack.
Yeah, so we're making all kinds of jokes about that.
Right. So he got that. He got dropped off in the last week.
Yes.
For that.
Yep. It's not been a week.
So we have 2 of the 3 kids gone. And hopefully we can figure out the third one and get them out. And then I won't say we're empty nesters because we could add more little feet, which would be awesome.
TBD.
And the other thing is we do still have a dog and 2 cats. So
the dog he's his own baby.
He's
so much
he's a
right
toddler.
now.
Yeah.
He needs so much right now. Like I can't even.
I love Weimaraners, but they're like
he's super needy lately.
Yeah, he's hit
and that's fine.
A whole new level lately.
So we just keep having to shift what we do just to calm him down because he's just like panting in anxiety.
So I've been big lately on, and now on to part 2 or 3, 5, 6, 7, like I did with Michael Jansen. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to in this episode. In the next episode, we're going to go into your new adventure.
Okay.
And I'm going to have questions. I have no notes in front of me.
Okay.
They're all right here in my noggin.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you questions on that and put you on the spot
Okay.
as far as that's concerned. And then when that's over, I may even feed you.
Food.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
Cracker Barrel sounds amazing right now.
Ooh. Okay.
Not a sponsor. But you know who should be a sponsor is Bang Energy Drink.
Yes, please.
All right. So until next time, if you like the show, hit the like, share, subscribe, review, feedback. I think that pretty much covers everything.
Comment.
On that.
I don't know if you said that, maybe.
Comment. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Do all that. If you want to pick up some swag, hit the swag shop, dadsrulesswag.com. Pick up this awesome kick-ass shirt. This is part of my newest line. Pretty jacked about these. I like these shirts that just say kick-ass. I know exactly what I'm. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm freaking pumped. Anyway, I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah. And it actually comes backwards because I'm in the mirror. It says, Sekik. Yeah, I'm Sekik.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I'm looking in the mirror.
Yes. I follow.
Yeah. Now, if I did a video of myself, then I could see that it says kick-ass.
That's true.
But I go,
flip it.
I go, yeah, I'm Sekik.
Yeah. So weird.
So until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all could be.